New Yorkers are in a very celebratory mood today because the New York Knicks have not won an NBA championship. I looked at this since 1973. They actually have not been to the finals since you were 7 years old. Did you ever think that you would see a Knicks finals run during your first year as mayor?
You know, I prayed for it, I hoped for it, but, I didn't want to jinx it, but it is incredible. As you said, 1999, the last time the Knicks were in the finals, Ricky Martin, Livin' La Vida Loca was the top of the charts. And we are incredibly excited to be playing that song again here in New York City today because we're hopeful. We're excited. It's truly an incredible time to be a New Yorker.
Were you trolling Vivek Ramaswamy with your post overnight?
I just hope you had a nice night. And we had a great one in New York.
That sounds like a yes.
I'll leave that to you.
Mayor Zohran Mamdani, thank you for joining us, and go Knicks.
Go Knicks. It's a pleasure.
As Knicks fever takes over New York City, let's spin the camera around and show a little bit about what that's about. Come on, spin us around. Let's show. Look what Big Lou has. Every morning we wake up to this because he is a real, true fan. This fan right here is crazy, but there are others that are even more insane. We'll show you. I know you know this, but we just think that we should mention it. The Knicks heading to the NBA Finals for the first time in nearly 30 years. But if you actually want to go to the game, you want to see them in person, it's going to cost you big. Tickets for the finals are already shattering records before their opponent is even set. CNN's Matt Egan is joining me now with probably one of the most important economic stories of our lifetime.
I love it, Sarah. Well, look, the Knicks, obviously they are on fire right now. Maybe the only thing hotter than the team are the tickets to go see them in the finals at Madison Square Garden.
I'm
These
scared.
prices are absolutely insane. So let's just say you don't care where you sit. You just want to get into the building.
Nosebleeds, let's go.
Nosebleeds. Cheapest seats are now listing for $3,500 a piece on TickPick. That is almost 8 times the price of the same game in last year's NBA Finals in Oklahoma City. Just incredible. In fact, for $3,500, you could have gone to all 7 games of last year's NBA Finals and still had $200 left over for food and drinks. Amazing, right? Now that's just to get in. Let's say the average ticket price for the NBA Finals, we're talking about $4,500 at Madison Square Garden to see the Knicks on track to be the most expensive NBA Finals game on record. Now, I went outside the Garden. I talked to some Knicks fans about these sky-high prices. They are nuts. And I talked to one fan who told me he went to last round and he spent $500 a ticket to go see his Knicks. Listen to his reaction when I told him the ticket prices for this round.
Damn, that's crazy.
To get in the door.
Yeah, that's madness. I'm definitely not gonna go. As much as I love the Knicks, I can't afford those prices.
I think it's a once in a lifetime experience, and sometimes you got to do a little bit more in order to make that happen. So I would consider it. I think that these days, entertainment, sports, all of that, it really it comes with a premium experience, and premium experiences come at premium price tags.
Now, speaking of premium experiences, let's say you want to sit near Celebrity Row at the Garden. There are a pair of seats near courtside for Game 6 at the NBA Finals. They're listing for $250,000 a piece.
What?
Incredible, right? We're talking about that's basically triple the median household income here in New York City. So, look, why is this happening? As you mentioned at the top, the Knicks, they haven't been in the NBA Finals in a very long time. The last time they were there, their current star point guard, Jalen Brunson, he was a toddler. The Sopranos had just wrapped up their first season. Napster had just launched. So it's been a bit. For a lot of people, this is literally their only time in their lifetime to see the Knicks. Now, is it worth it with these prices? I have no idea. But Sarah, I don't know. Maybe we can get our bosses to approve a little bit of an experiment, just strictly for reporting purposes. You and I can go, and we'll see if it's worth it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me call David Zaslav real quick here. What up, David?
Shoot him a text.
Shoot me a couple of tickets. I know you got them. All right, let's see if that works. That's insane. Kate!
About as good as your hand cell phone works.
Works every time.
It's not connecting. I don't know. No one's picking up.
What happens here? No, thank you.
That is insane. But you know what? It will be full. Guaranteed, it will be absolutely packed to the brim. It is such a great experience, Madison Square Garden. There's nothing like it.
And I'll be watching at home.
Me too. I'll be outside. I'll be outside looking at stuff on the screens.
She's into superstitions, black cats and voodoo dolls. I feel a premonition.
Good morning, my fellow New Yorkers. Let's go Knicks. What you may have heard as I walked on was Ricky Martin's Livin' La Vida Loca, which was the #1 song in the country the last time the Knicks were in the finals.
Her lips were devil red and her skin's the color mocha. I'm just saying. Yes, New Yorkers are partying like it's 1999 with the Knicks earning their spot in the NBA championship by sweeping the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was 27 years ago. 27 years ago when they were last in the finals. You know what else was going on back then? Zohran Mamdani would have been about 7 years old. It was the debut for The Sopranos, The Matrix, the third Harry Potter book, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And you know what? Serena Williams won her first major championship. It's almost midnight and time to bring in Alex Michelson. Alex, so good to see you. Look, I have an image of you from 1999. You were in the seventh. Oh my God, Alex, you're the same height. You were probably obsessed with the NBA Finals, even though Lakers didn't make it that year. Tell me what you remember from that year.
Well, first off, I still have this shirt. I found that picture and this shirt today, which is crazy.
Oh my God.
All right, so that was a big year. Well, the Lakers made it the next 3 years after that and won the next 3 titles. But 1999 was the big 3 for the Knicks. We had Marcus Camby, Latrell Sprewell, and Allen Houston. But they placed off against the Spurs. Tim Duncan's first championship, David Robinson, and then the Spurs ended up taking that. This time, we'll see if it will be the Spurs or it will be the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Otherwise known as OKC. Well, the last time the Knicks were in the finals, 2 courtside tickets, were $2,500. Now, today, those same seats would cost you more than $100,000. First of all, what's more shocking, the Knicks back in the finals to you, or the cost to see it courtside? Damn,
I mean, that's
Spike Lee.
pretty crazy. But like, does Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet, are they paying that price, or are they being given these tickets for free? Because you look at their whole courtside, it's like all celebrities. So are all them putting up that money, or are they giving that away to these people?
Well, if they are paying it, I'm not buying any more Kylie lip kits.